Hi everyone, Angie here, coming on to do a little make with you guys. Always fun project to make, a little standalone little file folder flip ephemera folders, or they can be in addition to a journal and tucked in to a journal with a bulb clip or a paper clip, anything like that. So I just made this project, just playing around. And it came out so darling. I thought maybe we could make one together. I'll show you this real quick and then we'll get started. It's just a basic tri-fold ephemera holder wrapped around and closed with a seam binding closure. So when you take this off, here it is here. I used some decorative scissors for the edging. I just used some bits and pieces with scrap paper that I had laying around. And I think it really helped the project using a mixture of different patterns and papers. As you can see right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 just on that first layer, along with some flat back pearls and a little label there. And then and that's the first pocket right here. Okay, there's a small pocket right in the front. Then when you open it up, and this can be modified according to your needs, of course, but I just kept it very minimal, just a few pockets. Just put a little decorative element there with a little postage stamp, another little layered piece with some cheesecloth there. Then we've got our second pocket here. I left that plain. I just thought that was really soft, and it was a muted digital. I thought that was really pretty. Put a little washi sticker right there. The way I layered these papers here, I just laid them over just for contrast, but you could put a little side tuck in there if you wanted, an additional pocket that way. Then when you open it up here, we've got another pocket here with a little collaged element there. I used another washi sticker here. I thought that was really pretty. And as you can see, just the different textures of paper, I think it just really adds to the project. I used a little chipboard floral element here, which is a tuck spot. So, well, that's kind of a thick piece, but let me see if I have something else. That's a little tuck spot right there, okay, to tuck in something cute. Okay, then when you close it, you've got another pocket there, and like I said, you could make this into a small little tuck spot there if you want, but I chose not to. Okay, and then you flip it over, and then there's your back. Okay, so I thought that was just really quite darling. Okay, and then so you got 1, 2, 3 pockets and a tuck spot, and room for more if you chose. Okay, and if you wanted to, you could, it's flat enough, you can just clip it with a paper clip or a bulldog clip or something like that. I've got one right here, you know, or you could just tuck it into a pocket. Like I said, it doesn't take up much as far as thickness. Okay, even once you put something in the 3 pockets, I think it'll still be good to just tuck into a nice side tuck or something. But totally up to you, or it can be a standalone piece and be something like this. But I thought it was just adorable, and I love making projects like this. So I thought we could do one together. Hopefully we could at least get the construction of it done, and then the decorating, we'll see how much time we have from there. Okay, so that's my prototype that I made off camera, and I thought we could do one together. Now the base of it is just one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I chose a digital, just a random kind of a collage digital here, and I chose just thin paper purposely so there wouldn't be a lot of bulk, because once we get our panels, each of our panels layered, it's going to add to the thickness. So I think if you choose some lighter weight paper, it'll be better. Unless you choose to do it as a standalone piece, then a heavier duty cardstock paper would suffice and be better for you, make it that much sturdier if that's what you chose to do. Okay, so I just took one 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and I folded it into thirds. Didn't really measure, just kind of eyeballed it, folded it into thirds, and from there I thought, okay, that's your base, but why not pull out some of our decorative scissors and do some edging on the edges just to add something to it. And this is the one that I used. on that project. So I just brought in a zigzag pair of scissors for this project. Okay. So I just kind of just went for it. So on this first pocket, I chose, okay, how far do I want my pocket? Or actually, I had to decide how big I wanted my project to be in general. So this is 11 inches or 8.5 inches in height, and we don't want it quite that high. So I just kind of eyeballed it, and I did a cut right across the top. Okay, no measuring, just went for it. Okay, so then on this first pocket here, of course, that was less. Let's see, so we came down to, I'm just gonna kind of roughly get it close to the size that I did my prototype. So right about there. Again, just kind of eyeball it. Go to the first score line, first fold, and stop your cut. Okay, and then on this one I did a straight cut. I think I did, yeah. Yeah, I did straight cut on that. And maybe we can use these scraps as far as decorating. This is a great project to use up scraps because of the size of the panels. They're not very large, so you can get away with using a lot of smaller pieces for decorating. But if you choose to use larger one-piece items, as what I have here, that's fine as well. Totally up to you. Just work with what you've got. Make it into something pretty. Okay, so that's our first pocket. And then I want to trim off the, oops, keep grabbing the scissors. Let's see, we want these ones. So then we're going to do a decorative edge on here. And some of these scissors are not as sharp as I'd like them, so hopefully I get a halfway decent cut. The ones I guess that I've used more often are not as sharp as some of the others. But we're going to work with it. Okay, so I just cut off just the edge. Just a little piece, maybe about 1/8 of an inch. Almost 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so that's our first pocket. Now this one I did this edge and I did a diagonal cut there. Okay, so we'll do the diagonal cut first. And let's do right about here, and we're just going to meet it at that fold line right there. And right there. Okay, and that's it basically. So let's get that little edged with the scissors as well. Give it as much prettiness as possible. And another reason I like these projects is because they can be standalone pieces, you know, just to hold your pretty ephemera. I'm always looking, and I've said this many times before, I'm always looking to make projects to be given as gifts. You know, that you can throw in an order, that you can throw in as an addition to, if you're selling your journals or something like that, just an additional piece of appreciation. So I'm always looking for that aspect as well. Okay, so that's basically our tri-fold ephemera piece. Okay, so now all we have to do is just figure out how we're going to decorate it. And I just chose these two colors because I had a green in my head, but then I saw this piece and that had some of the colors on this digital here, so I thought that would kind of blend as well. And then there's some, okay, so no particular reason. So now all we got to do is figure out our sizing, and all I did was just kind of eyeballed it, and again try to line up our cuts, but that's not a must by any means. So just kind of line up our paper. Match up the design. No measuring needed. and cut. Okay, so there's one for this piece. Okay, and I staggered them, of course, just bring it down just a bit. So that means we have to trim off just the slightest hair off of these two edges for the fold, for the crease line. So we'll just do just a sliver. And like I said, I'm not doing any measuring. That's just how easy this project is. Okay. And I might need to take off just a little bit more for that fold there, because we don't want it to bunch up on us. Let's see, that should be much better. Yep. Okay, so there's one panel, and then our second panel. And let's use this paper. Okay. So I'm just going to line that right up with that, and then I'm going to get a fold on this one to kind of get an idea where I need to cut that. Here's my finger, and of course the height. And for that, all I got to do is line that back up, and we'll do the top edge first. And I just kind of went around just like this on all my panels and trimmed it off. Trying to line up the cut edges as much as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then going down the edge here. And I'm just going to go all the way down. I don't need all that, but just going to go straight down. Okay. So for this panel, we're going to bring it down just a hair. And if I did my measuring, halfway decent, there we go. And if you want to do all sides, I didn't do all the sides on this one as well, like I trimmed around the edges of this, but not on this. I think that just adds to the decorative element on this project. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one straight and have that one cut. So then I'm going to come in on this side and trim that away if I can get this panel out of my way. And line that right up. Okay, so then that will be my second panel. There'll be my first panel, my second panel, and now we need our third panel. And do I have, that's the same paper. I have a little piece of paper left from the last one. Let's see if it will fit. We can use that. It's a little bit short, but you know what? We will, let's see what we can do. Let me see what I've got here. Well, we use this for the pockets. Let's just do this one, I think. I will come in and do this one. To keep it easy on us. So I'm going to come over, line it up. Do our trimming on this edge. And since this, well, we'll go ahead on down, I guess. I was gonna say we'll do a straight edge, but it really doesn't matter. Totally up to you. So there we go there. And I'm going to grab a pencil. And I'm going to flip it over and see where I want it cut on the other side. Let's see, right about like that. So trim it there. Okay. We need to trim off just a hair for the fold. Let's see how I did. All right. Now we need to do our pockets, and I have a pocket on the front here, middle here, and this side. Okay, so for that I am going to do my trimming. And I think I will make it. I'm going to make myself a little line. I'll do a 2-inch pocket. And I'm just going to give myself a light line to follow when I do my trimming. And I'm just going to cut right on that line, somewhat straight. Okay, and that will be one pocket. And I am going to just fold over the edges. Just the slightest bit there. Okay, so that will be one pocket. And I like that this side is has a design cut. This one's straight. I just like, again, I think it just kind of adds to the concept there. Okay, so I already got this side cut, so let's do another 2-inch pocket. Again, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a line. A little bit of a line to guide my cut. Or no, I got that cut, don't I? Yeah. So this one will be straight. Okay. And again, we can just wrap it around. And that one's just a little bit short. Doesn't really give me enough to fold that over. So I'm going to have to cut myself another one maybe. Let's see, I might be able to get it. We could just put the pocket straight down, but I like having that little bit of a gusset just to allow a little bit more room for your ephemera pieces or your tags, whatever you're going to put in the pocket. That might make it. Yeah. Okay, that'll make it. Okay, so there's one, and there's our panels on that side. Let's go ahead and get those down. Now, I did ink this up. I used Victorian Velvet. It's like a real soft pink. On this one, I thought I would use a green. Since pine needle is right here handy, we'll go ahead and use that. green is dark enough to pick up on this paper too, so that's good. Okay, let's get that down. Get our pocket on first. Okay. And then get that down. Line that right up. Pardon my head. Down we go. Okay, and this one. Okay, and then our pocket and our panel on this one, and it goes this way. Line that up. It's the smallest piece on this edge, but we're gonna make it. Okay, close up the pocket. And put this panel down. Okay, now we have to do this side. That's already covered with the digital. Okay, so then we just have to put a pocket on the front here. And on this one, since it's close, we'll lay this one just directly down. So I just want to get a little mark and a guide again as to where I want to cut. And there we go. And I think I left these pockets, yeah I did. I left the pockets straight on this one. So we'll do the same on this one as well. We do need to bring in some ink. Before we put this down. And if you want to put thumb pulls, you can do thumb pulls. I just chose to leave those off of this particular project. Okay, so these three sides will get glued down. Okay, so there's one, and then pocket here as well. So let's see which would be better. This one, I think this one. So we did a 2-inch pocket. So again, just measure myself a cut line where I want to trim that. Okay. Myself another little measurement. Now if you want to be more precise and do all your measuring first and do all your cut all your pieces, you can do it that way as well. But just for time's sake, I'm just trying to do a quick concept for you guys. Again, you can make the pick because you've got plenty of room on your panels. You can make bigger pockets if you chose to. I'm just choosing a 2-inch depth for my pockets. If you want to put bigger ephemera pieces, go 3 inches. Maybe even you can even accommodate a 3.5-inch pocket. Totally up to you. And down we go. Very nice. Okay, so there we go. Got a nice front pocket on the front. And you open it, pocket, pocket, open it, pocket. So 4 pockets. If you want to put more, you can. You can do a side tuck. You could put a notepad right here on this side if you want. Just totally customizable, however you want to decorate it. But I just thought it would be just an adorable little ephemera holder. Tuck in a few tags and a few cute little ephemera pieces. And then I have somewhere here, since we're using green, I have some green seam binding that we could tie it off with a piece of green seam binding on this one. Just a little more room. And there we go. Okay. How cute is that, guys? Nice little fun little project. Easy. You can use it with collage elements, with some scraps for decorating. However you want to do it. Okay. On this one, I'll leave this one closed since we just did that one together. But on this one, like I said, I just put a label there with some flat back pearls, okay, and again, pocket here, okay, it's one pocket, and when you open it, just a little cute little element there, room for another tag, there's a pocket there, put a washi tape there, then when you open it up again, there's a third pocket and a tuck spot. Okay, so on this one I've got 3 pockets and a tuck spot, and then on this one, let me close that up. I'm getting better at my bow tying, I'll tell you. I used to be horrible at it. I'm getting a little better. Okay, so there's the pink one. And here's the green one. And on this one we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. So 3 pockets and a tuck spot on this one and 4 pockets on this one. All we got to do is decorate it and it is good to go. Okay, and of course the decorating is your own personality, your own style, and your own needs as to how it's going to be used and where it's going to be put, whether it be a standalone piece or tucked into a journal. Okay, so I hope you like the project. Thank you for spending some time with me. Hope you give it a go. Please feel free to. See, I just said I'm getting better at my bows. And then I flub this one up. Let's see here. Okay, that's halfway decent there. Okay, I'm gonna quit fiddling with this. Okay, so there we go, guys. There's the 2 cute little ephemera holders using one 8.5 by 11 piece of digital paper, and then just some scrap pieces or an additional 8.5 by 11 or random pieces if you want mixed patterns and textures for the panels. Okay, this finished project is closed 3 3/4 by 6.5, and I think this one should be pretty close, 3 3/4. And this one's about 1/4 of an inch taller. Okay, so there's the projects, guys. I hope you like it, and feel free to leave me a thumbs up, give me a comment. I'll be glad to respond. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. Take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.